So I'm learning how to make documentary style interviews. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, but I just kept putting off. Now my original plan was to build this thing quietly and just launch it, build in the shadows, and which would have worked if I just wanted this to be a hobby, but because I want this to be something I can get good enough at and turn into a business, I realized there are two issues with that plan. The first one is I'm a blue collar worker in my 40s with no experience, which isn't the problem. The problem is I don't have the credentials to launch something like this and expect it to take off. I'm not a filmmaker or nor am I a content creator. So I need some sort of proof of concept, some sort of evidence. I need an origin story, something that can back up Uppeteer and so people can trust it as a brand. The second issue I had was there's a lot of information available online. You can learn about cameras and lenses and lighting and stuff, but there's no actual blueprint, there's no template, for someone like myself in my background to be able to follow and sort of just like, okay, you do this, you end up here. So because of that, this whole thing is going to be like a process of elimination. The quicker I can figure out what doesn't work, the closer I get to what does. And for that, I'll need a feedback loop, a training ground where I can sort of test the algorithm, figure out what's going to land and what's not. So the new plan is I'm going to build in public, create a feedback loop, build some trust and value, and then storyteller. That's the plan. There'll be pivots and changes, but that's the brunt of it all. My idea is my first batch of videos will be focused around all the gear I'm using to build this. They'll be real short ones, like 3, 5 minute long, just so I can get used to speaking on camera and develop that sort of camera presence and confidence. And then as I get better and as I progress, I'll be able to lengthen the videos and I can talk about other things like how I'm using writing to help me be a storyteller, all the AI tools and software, editing software that I'm using to build this. Um, yeah, but also I want to be able to use sort of this opportunity as well to sort of craft a look that's going to be unique to upper tier, whether it's a certain type of color grade or a camera angle. I'll be able to just make one that's so unique to my brand that when people see it, they'll be like, that's an upper tier interview. Um, and while I don't plan on spending a lot of time in front of a lens, I think this is important, right? I need to get comfortable talking to a camera just so that I can have that confidence. So when I finally sit down with someone, they'll be able to feed off my energy and they'll get those vibes. Because if I rock up and I'm not comfortable and I'm uncertain and all that, they're just gonna it'll ruin the conversation. So the quicker I can get more comfortable on camera, the better it's gonna be for me. Yeah. I don't have a call to action. I just need to get the first video out of the way so I can get the ball rolling. Cheers.